So I just want to welcome you to Maui. This is our living room and our dining area, and we're in Ulapalakua, which is way away from the coast. We're about 1,500 feet high, and it's a lot cooler up here, but we also have mangoes. And a friend of mine gave me some beautiful mangoes. He's down in Kihei at ocean level. And our mango tree is not ripe yet, but these are already ripening. So we're having a different season this year. And they're really wonderful. They're really big and beautiful color, and I'm so happy to share these with you. And yeah, we'll take it from there. I thought I'd take the opportunity to share with you how to determine if the mango is ripe and how to cut it, like we do in Hawaii. They're a beautiful, beautiful color. You know, one of the questions I always ask, is how do you know if I'm always asked, how do you know if a mango is ripe? Well, one of them, there's three things. It's, what's the color like? If it's super green, it probably isn't ripe. This one has a beautiful, many colored skin. It's red, a little tiny bit of green, and lots of yellow. It also smells great. When it smells good, it's probably getting close to being ripe. And also you feel the texture of the skin. It's slightly, just a little bit soft. So then it's getting to that point of ripeness. So welcome to our Chaos Kitchen. I just want to show you the knives I'm going to use, and I have two different ones. This is a kind of a standard American huge knife, which works great. It's been sharpened. Also, I'm using this as a sashimi knife, which is also very very useful in this case. I kind of like a heavier knife when I do this, so it has a better feel. I feel like I can cut through the flesh of the fruit easier. So we're all set up. One thing you got to remember when you work with mango is that it's a mess. Just prepare yourself for a mess. It's going to be juicy, it's going to be all over the place, so I actually put an extra towel down just to protect the counter, and just expect your hands to get all soupy and full of mango juice. Also, you'll notice that the fruit itself, there's a resin coming out of it, and this is like similar to what's on the bark of the tree of the mango. So it's not suggested that you climb mango trees, because this sap can actually be very irritating to the skin. So I'm going to wash that off before I start to slice the mango. And there's two, actually there looks like there's two different varieties. This is one variety, this is a similar one. And this is from a different kind of tree. It's a little smaller. It's actually quite soft. All these are quite ready to go today. So this is why I'm doing this taping today, because it's time to do them. So I washed off the outside of all the mangoes. Actually, the resin was pretty tough. I actually used a sponge with a little scratch pad on it, and I finally got it off. It's nasty if you get still some on there. It's really stubborn, wants to stay. So I'll dry it off a little bit. Now, the question is, when you cut the mango, how do you cut it? You don't just cut it straight across. There's a seed in there. So how do you find the seed? And the seed is somewhere in this midline. They all have this kind of bump here that kind of tells you where the seed is, but that's in the middle. So the seed, maybe it's about an inch wide or so. It depends on the mango variety. So this one also has a bump. A little bit. It has a bump right in the right spot, so right along there, that's where I'm going to cut, but so to either side of it slightly. Now this one is a different variety, I think, and it doesn't have a nut. Yeah, sort of one, but you can kind of tell where the middle is. So somewhere inside of there, to either side, is going to be where you cut it. And you don't cut directly in the middle because you hit the seed, so you have to be a little bit off to the side. Okay, so we're going to go for it. If you identified where the seed is, then you know where to cut. A lot of times people will cut this way, and you run right into the seed, and it kind of makes a mess out of the fruit. So as long as you know where the seed is, you can cut. I'm going to just guesstimate, and I'm going to just put a cut in there and see. And I didn't hit the seed. Now I want to be as close to the seed as possible so that I get all the meat. And I left a little meat on the seed there. So actually this other side I'm going to do a little closer. And if I hit the seed, I hit the seed. So now I'm going to turn a little bit and kind of get away from the seed. And now, yeah, I'm watching not to cut your own fingers, but you see now this time I got really close to the seed. The other side, I left a little meat on there. Okay. That smells good. Okay. So what do you do with the seed? What I do is I'll peel the, watching not to cut your finger. I'm cutting off the extra skin on the seed. I almost got myself, that's good. Another method would be to do this so your finger's not in the way. I'm trying to maximize how much mango I get and get as close to the skin as possible. That's another way you can just pull. That's kind of cool. Now that'll go in the compost. Now this is just the perfect state of ripeness. It's just got a great smell. Now there's always a little extra on the side there, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. And then the other side the same thing. Now they get slippery, so watch out, don't cut your fingers. I'm trying to cut as close to the seed as possible. There's a little bit there. And here. So I got most of what's good off, and then later you can suck on the seed yourself. If you're the one cutting it, you get to eat the seed too. Boy, that tastes good. All right, so here we are. You got this and this. This is kind of leftover extras. Now, the Hawaiian method is that they'll cut through the seed just up to the skin. I'm not cutting all the way through. There's two ways to do this, where you cut all the way through and another way when you don't cut all the way through. It's kind of like doing a fish. And then I cut across. Okay, and then what you do is you just kind of turn it inside out. And you have this, you can just eat it by, just put it in your mouth, like that. Now another idea would be a variation of that, which I was thinking about, and if I'm going to make like a fruit salad, okay, I could just cut all the way through and get strips of mango, like that. Now I'm going to wash my hands because I'm all sticky. Okay. So this is where the sashimi knife comes in, and there's a flat edge and a cutting edge. So it's just like you're doing a fish, taking the skin off a fish. No, I missed. So you just kind of make little cubes. Now I didn't get so close to the skin. I can go a little closer now and get the most amount of mango out of the flesh of the mango off the skin. Not so precise today, but something like that. See. Good. Let's see if it's any good. Yummy. So I'm just going to take the cubes and put them over here for now. Get them out of the way. You can see what a gushy mess it turns into if you're not careful. I'll do this a little bit more. See if I can do this better this time. Yeah, see. Just making fruit sashimi. Now the skin's not edible, so you don't want to have that. You're getting the maximum amount of fruit. Yeah, it's a little hard, but it's really the perfect state of ripeness. It's hard to get both. Sometimes the mango won't ripen completely evenly. Making kind of a mess here, but you can see it's a gushy mess. So just prepare yourself to make a mess. If you do this on the beach, you got to go out, get in the water afterwards to wash your hands off. That's going to go in compost. A little sample along the way. Yeah, not doing so good on that today. Yeah, left a little skin on, but trying to get the most out of it. Okay, so now we have another couple to do. Let's see this one that's weird, see how it cuts it. Now it's the same idea. Where's the center, where's the seed? I'm guessing that it's there. I have to try, and my guess was okay. And I was pretty close to the fruit too, so that's good. Now, same story. I did pretty good on that one. So you go ahead and slice it one way and then slice it the other way. That's for if you're just going to eat by hand on the beach. This is kind of cool. Just kind of push it through. See, parts of this are riper than others. There's some hard parts and there's some soft parts. I mean, the best way to get a mango is when it falls off the tree. You don't pick mangoes normally, but of course if you buy them in the store, they've been picked. Here we have trees, they just fall off the trees. Now here we have to be careful because we have wild pigs, and if they fall on the ground, they're gone by the next morning. So we're kind of in competition with the local fauna. They love mangoes and they show up in our yard and get anything that falls on the ground. So I'm just trying to get as much as I can. Now this would go into a fruit salad, see, which we're going to have later. Or you could actually freeze these and use them for smoothies later. If you get too many mangoes at once, which most people don't get, unless you live in the island, you can freeze them and make smoothies. You can do it this way as well. So, actually, I like the sashimi knife better. It's a little lighter. Now, I remember there was a sushi bar in Santa Cruz, California, where I used to live, and they would make a special sushi, and they'd make like a nigiri roll, a nigiri sushi with a slice of mango on top. So it was like rice, mango on top, mango syrup, and white chocolate. They called it I forget what it was called. It was orgasmic though. Culture shock. It was called the culture shock. So let's see. Now when you're dealing with sharp knives, you got to pay attention. Don't cut yourself. Go slow. I'm a little distracted because I'm taping today, but being careful not to cut myself. And I do sharpen my knives really often. Actually, a dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp knife, because you'll tend to push too hard. Here we go. So that's an innovation you can do, is you can get to the last little bit and that becomes something for nigiri, like sushi, like mango sushi. And this is already cut. Got my little bit off. Of course, as the person making it, you get to eat this. Yummy. Don't want it to go to waste. Now you could plant this seed and it would grow another mango tree, but it takes a long time for a mango tree to mature and to create fruit. Also, you don't know what kind of fruit you're going to get because it's a combination of new genetics. What my friend does is he takes a tree that has mangoes he likes and then makes cuttings at a special time of year and uses these cuttings to graft onto a growing tree. And then you get a guaranteed fruit, and also it comes back, it starts to fruit a lot sooner. And like there are different times of year where the mangoes ripen, so you can have one tree ripen different parts of the tree at different times of the year. Yummy, yummy. So I wish you a bunch of aloha, and I thank you for watching, and I hope that you learned something, and just be careful. Sometimes you can pull them off, or you can just put your face in it. Perfect. Oh my gosh, I love mango season. Fantastic. So I wish you much aloha and have fun. Enjoy.